Hello everyone and welcome to Storifide. In this episode, we will be talking about Myrtles Plantation, so sit back and enjoy the episode. Myrtles Plantation sits in St. Francisville, Louisiana. The former 18th century plantation is now a 28-room bed and breakfast. It's been said that this house is one of America's most haunted homes. There are rumored to be at least 12 ghosts on the property, and there have been many guests who experience an uneasy feeling when they stay here, or even sometimes when they're just walking the grounds. One of the most popular ghosts rumored to be here is that of a girl named Chloe. Chloe was said to be a servant of the Woodruffs, who owned the home at the time in the 1800s. The plantation was owned by Judge Clark Woodruff and his wife Sarah. Woodruffs also had daughters, the number being 2 or 3 depending on what source you look at. Now, this judge was said to be the type of person who would frequently sneak around and have relations with his servants, or at this time in history they were more likely slaves. Chloe was said to be the one who looked after the children and took care of the children. And Chloe would be Judge Woodruff's next target for relations, and after a while, he began to have relations with yet another. Chloe suspected the judge would soon grow tired of her and send her out to work in the fields with the others. She was desperately trying to figure out a way to stay in the house and not be sent out to the fields to work. So, she began eavesdropping on conversations between family members to see if her suspicions were true. Now, supposedly, then Chloe devises a plan to prove she is worthy of staying in the house. She would bake a cake and mix in some crushed oleander, which she knew was poisonous, and the thought behind this is she thought it would make the family just sick enough for Chloe to come to the rescue and nurse them back to health. This would prove she was invaluable to the family, and so she would probably get to remain in the big house. However, the plan didn't go quite as expected. The mother, Sarah, and her children ate the cake, but as she led them to their beds and tried desperately to save them, it was to no avail, as they would each eventually die. Word had spread throughout that Chloe must have poisoned the family, and everyone knew that to save themselves, they would find and execute Chloe themselves before the judge took out his frustrations on all of them. And so, one night, some of the other slaves grabbed Chloe while she slept and hung her from one of the oak trees. After she died, they cut her down, weighted her body with rocks, and tossed her into the Mississippi River. Now today, as I mentioned earlier, it has been turned into a bed and breakfast, and reports of ghosts are quite frequent. One day, one of the new owners of Myrtles Plantation snapped a photo in front of the house. When the picture was developed, she could see a shadowy figure standing near the veranda. The picture is said by some to be an image of Chloe's ghost caught on camera. This image can be seen on their website, and I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, there have been reports of footsteps roaming the hallways, and others have seen a woman wearing a green turban. And as we talked about in our last video, Sarah and her children are said to appear in the grand hallway mirror, along with handprints and scratch marks. Some say they can hear people talking or calling out, only to realize they are alone in the house. Some also claim to see children in white playing in various places around the property. Others have said they can smell the scent of perfume coming from an unknown source, and the sound of babies crying, and parties happening, all with no one being around. William Winter, who lived at the plantation from 1865 to 1871, was shot on the porch. Rumors say that he staggered into the house, started going up the stairs looking for his wife, and died on the 17th step. Employees and guests have both claimed to have heard his dying steps on the stairwell even to this day. Some have also claimed beds would float around the rooms, and some say that they have been chased by brooms down the hallway. Now, historical evidence points to the validity of William Winter's tragic death. However, no record exists of a slave being hung for poisoning of a family. Now, I'm not saying that Chloe wasn't ever there, but I also can't say that she ever lived there. Historical records also say that the Woodruffs had 3 children, Africa Gale, James, and Mary Octavia, before Sarah and 2 of her 3 children died in 1823 and 1824 of yellow fever. And so, is there any truth to the story of Chloe and her ghost still living at the house? We will let you decide. Drop a comment down below and tell us what you think. And have you ever been there before? And if so, what was your experience like there? Or if you haven't been there at all, do you plan on checking it out for yourself? Please let us know in the comments below. And if you like this type of content, please hit the like button, and we would love for you to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when we upload new content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.